Hey, DataBard here with another video on Microsoft Fabric. If you have worked with Fabric notebooks and Fabric lakehouses in tandem, most of the demos showcase that drag and drop experience to get a single table into your notebook. But what if I want to work with multiple tables, potentially iterating through them in an array? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you one way you can create an array of delta tables in Microsoft Fabric. So I'm here in a Microsoft Fabric notebook with one Fabric lakehouse attached that contains a series of managed delta tables. If you've seen demos around using Fabric notebooks, many have you dragging and dropping the desired table from the left pane into a notebook cell, and it pre-populates the cell with some Spark code to pull some data. A good start, but how do I get from a single table to multiple tables? Well, first thought is to go into the SQL world, where we could query some SQL system tables like information schema and SQL Server that could list the tables in the environment. That doesn't exist as far as I'm aware, which makes sense because this is a lakehouse and that's a database thing. Following that line of thinking, if it's not a database in nature, what if it's a file system in nature? Obviously the answer is yes, because it's a lakehouse, but we can quickly prove it by implementing some libraries to create a delta table object, navigating to the tables folder like a file system, and finding our test table, being able to update a field in that table and take other actions. So now, we're looking for an approach to interact with the files in the lakehouse and itemize the delta tables in an array. The approach I've taken here requires importing some Java virtual machine libraries, enabling us to create objects for Fabric file systems and our desired path. From there, we can search the lakehouse path and its table folder for subdirectories. The key here is looking for directories, as a delta table is actually a folder with Parquet files and a log. Kind of like OneNote files are also a directory, even if we think of them as a file. Running this code, we successfully get an array of delta table directory paths in the tables folder, which is our desired goal. From here, the actions you take depends on your use case. In this script, I'm profiling my delta tables to understand their history, which I can then use to utilize time traveling capabilities of delta tables. Another way I've used this technique is to copy a directory of delta tables to another location, in case you need an actual copy of your data and not just a shortcut. You could use this to take administrative action at scale, such as vacuuming or optimizing your delta tables. The possibilities from here are endless. There you go, one approach to itemizing delta tables in a Fabric lakehouse using a Fabric notebook. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be posting more Fabric videos in the future. Or if you have any other questions about the data industry, Fabric, or other Microsoft data products, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to address your questions in future videos. For now, I'm DataBard and I'll see you in the next chapter. If you've worked, nobody works anymore. Lakehouses and Fabric notebooks in tandem. Tandem, Fabric-y, lakehousey, notebooky goodness. If you've worked with Fabric notebooks in tandem with Fabric notebooks in tandem. Fabric-y, fabric-y, fabric.